learning about theoretical probability. We're going to start by reviewing how to simplify fractions. This is basically 8 out of 10. I know that I can divide both of them by 2, and that's how I'm going to simplify it. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5, and so my simple terms is going to be 4 over 5. I'm going to rewrite the 18 over 24 like in a fraction form. Then I know I can divide both by 3 evenly, and that's where I get the 6 out of 8. I kind of ran out of space, so I had to do it up here. I know this is divisible by 2, so I'm going to divide it by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So my simple term for this one is 3 out of 4. Now you need to try this one on your own, so rewrite it, 20 over 35. What number is it divided by evenly? And go ahead and answer that question. All right, our first little blank that we're going to fill in is going to be the word probability. Probability is how likely it is something to happen, and you're also going to be working with fractions. The next blank is going to be simple. We're going to be talking about simple events. That means it's just one thing happening at a time. So one possible outcome. All right, so we're going to do example 1 together. What is the probability of choosing a circle? The first thing, so go ahead and write your steps right over here on the side. Your first thing is to find your total. So we're going to find how many total shapes we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're going to make one, there's one event. So you're going to write your total at the bottom. And I have 8 shapes. So that goes at the bottom. My second thing is we're going to write down what the question is asking. So they're asking the probability of getting a circle. So I'm going to write that at the top, put that in parentheses. And how many circles do we have? We have 1, 2, and 3. So the probability that I'm going to get a circle out of all these shapes is going to be 3 out of 8. So we just did 2 steps. Our third step is to see if we can reduce this fraction. Well, it looks like it's already in simple terms because there's no other numbers I can simplify it to. So then your last step is going to be to convert it into a decimal. And we're just going to do that by doing 3 divided by 8. So I'm going to do 3 divided by 8. Put your placeholder, add your 0, bring your decimal up. 8 goes into 30 3 times. 8 times 3 is going to be 30. It's not 30, it's 24. Sorry guys. 8 times 3 is 24. I'm going to subtract, bring down my 6, add another placeholder. 8 goes into 60 7 times. 7 times 8 is going to be 54. So we bring it down, subtract, and it looks like it's going to keep going. Let's see. So I'm going to stop right there. You really only need to divide by 2 decimal places. So 3/8 is the same thing as 0.37. Okay. You need to do that because sometimes STAR asks you to convert it from a fraction to a decimal. So these 2 could be your possible answers. Okay. Now I'm going to help you get started on example 2, and then you're going to finish it off. And we're going to follow our steps. The first thing is to find your total. Okay, we still have 8 shapes. This time they're asking for the shaded. So I'm going to write probability of getting the shaded shapes. Okay, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's 5 shaded out of the 8. Go ahead and convert that into a decimal. And you can type in your decimal place in your answer. Okay, let's go to example 3. Okay, what is the probability of choosing red? So you're going to follow the same steps. So I'm going to do my first step here. You have 1 fraction. Find your total. And then they're asking the probability of getting red. Okay, So I'm gonna find my total by adding all the possible marbles. So 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15, so I have a total of 15 marbles. Okay, so down here, you're always going to put your total at the bottom and put 15. Now, how many of those 15 are red? 4. 4 out of 15. Now, it looks like it's in simple terms, so then we're going to go ahead and divide. We're going to do 4 divided by 15 to put it in simple terms. So 15 goes into 40 2 times. So 2 times 15 is 30. You're going to subtract. You have 10 left over. Add your placeholder. Now 15 goes into 100 6 times. And remember, you only have to do it 2 places. We're going to stop right there. So your answer could be 4/15 or 26 cents, or 0.26. All right, let's go ahead and try example 4. Go ahead and find your total. Okay, we're going to set up our fraction. This time they're asking about green marbles, so the probability of getting green. Okay, so find your total. Go ahead and set up your fraction and convert that as a decimal. Okay, let's go ahead and go to example 5. I'm going to do 5, and then you're going to do the last one on your own. Okay, this time it looks a little bit different. Instead of a words, you see a spinner. So this right here is your spinner. Juan will spin the spinner 1 time, so that's your 1 event. So that means you need 1 fraction. What is your probability that he will land on an A or a B? Okay, so let's go ahead and write down our steps. So I'm going to put my total options down here, and then they want to know the probability of getting A or B. When you see that word or, that means you have to add them together, because you could get one or the other. So when you see that word or, put the plus sign. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is find the total. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's a total of 10 options. That goes at the bottom. Now I'm going to go back and circle all the A's and the B's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's 6 that are A's and B's together. Okay. So there were 1, 2, 3, 4 A's plus 2 B's, which got me to 6. Okay, now in this case, I can simplify. I know that both of these numbers are divisible by 2, so I'm going to go ahead and simplify. This is step 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, now you have to convert it into a decimal. So 3 divided by 5. Okay, 5 goes into 36 times. 6 times 5 is 30. When you subtract, you have 0 denominator. So 3/5 is the same thing as 0.60 or 60 cents. Same thing. All right, now it's your turn to try example 5, or the next example, which is still 5. Same process. Remember that word means to add. So you're going to find your total options at the bottom first. And then what is the possibility that you're going to get a C or a D? All right, make sure you show all your work. You put it in simple terms and you convert into a decimal.